Hello guys, how's it going? I'm wearing a bit of a cardi today because it's a bit cold. I've turned the aircon on to keep the temperature in here pretty steady. Uh because my papa was not well. He's not been well for a while. He's very old though. He's like 17 years old. Um and it got me thinking about today's topic. Um where people pursue agendas or causes or issues that I don't think initially it was probably a good thing to pursue, but they just don't know how to stop. They don't know. I think they kind of lost the reason why they're doing it, and a lot of it is just people that don't have any real skin in the game other than just to make it look like that they are doing the right thing when they're not doing the right thing. I saw it a lot like during the riots over in the US, where there's a lot of people that would go into different neighborhoods and say, oh, we're doing this for you, we're doing this for you, and the people there was like saying, no, you're not, go away, leave us alone, what are you doing, stop what you're doing, we don't want you to do this for us. you know um, there's plenty of people who very patronizing, and to me it seems like the height of I mean, what they call it, like think that they know better than these people, that their sense of superiority means that they know better than these people. And for me, I guess it was seeing my puppo unwell. Excuse me. And I guess realizing that sometimes you really got to stop pursuing things, or sort of take a step back and just enjoy, what you have. Just get a lot of appreciation for it. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some things that people should pursue, but there's things that they do that stop them from pursuing it. The whole should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I thing. And the reasons for them not pursuing one thing over another but continue on their own line is one, habit, two, fear, and three, a little bit selfish because it means that you're going out of your safe space, and there's all sorts of excuses you're going to make to say, but I can't because of this, I can't because of that. And I'm like, well, sometimes to be a little selfless, you have to be a bit selfish. And thinking in the long run, trying to set an example of, a lot of people sacrifice a lot for a lot of things, and I've done it. A lot of my friends do it, or have done it, or continue to do it. And at some point you go, well, what example are you setting that you've got to destroy your whole life? You're not taking care of yourself mentally, physically, all that sort of stuff. Sure, I can understand a little bit going into it, but it's the balance that you've got to put there. And is it the example that you're bringing? Hard work and all that sort of stuff, but taking care of yourself in order to be able to continue on, to be able to go on and do things for other people. So I guess it's a whole thing of, what is best for whom? Who are you really doing it? What's best for? Why are you doing it? Have you asked people? Like, I can't ask my puppo, do you want me to keep doing this? But obviously, if he's sort of having issues and he's not happy about, going and getting more tests and stuff, I'm like, well, considering his age, why put him under more stress than usual? And just sort of let it go and enjoy life, enjoy him, do the minimum to keep him comfortable and all that. So knowing when to stop pursuing stuff is just as important as knowing to pursue stuff. But also knowing the reasons why you're doing it. Fear of failure, fear of not living up to expectations. Here's the thing, you're gonna fail in life. It's how you learn. Expectations, is it your own expectations or expectations of other people? Um, you know, we are our own harshest critics at times, you know. And it can be very difficult to come to terms with that, you know, things will happen. Things aren't always going to be a set pattern, so you've got to create your own sort of pattern, procedure, routine within the various things that life will throw at you. So, have you ever had it where someone has said, stop doing that? Or I didn't ask you to do that. If I said, but thanks anyway, that's different. Otherwise, you know, I didn't ask you to do that. Can you stop doing that? It's like, well, have you considered what they're feeling, thinking, what they're doing, what they have planned? Or have you kind of got this image or picture or expectation of how things should be in your head, and because things aren't living up to that, which you haven't told anybody because they can't read your mind, and you're disappointed and frustrated, but that's again unfair, like, you know, because of that, like, you know, is that a reason? And what would make you sort of sit up and go, hey, wait a minute, maybe this is not the right thing to pursue, maybe I should be pursuing that. Again, it's hard to judge, that's life, but it happens. So I think it's a bit of a somber subject for a Friday, for the weekend, but, you know, I guess that's all that really came into mind, and thinking about that from my puppo and learning from him. He's asleep now and snoring like nothing ever happens, because everything's the best ever, except when he's a bit sort of sore and miserable. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend, and think about that. Have you done things like, you know, being like person, I do everything, I've sacrificed all this for my kids and blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, you sacrificed a lot, but then how's that making your kids look at you? How's it going to affect them? But also, with regards to loved ones, have you told them about it? Like, a lot of people will hide the self-sacrifice that they do. And to some extent that's good. To some extent it's not. There's a time when I had someone say, oh, you know, you can do this and that, and then I won't tell this person that you've done it. It'll all just be squared away. I'm like, no. If I'm going to do that, I am going to tell them that I'm doing that, because then they can appreciate the effort I've put into it, because all the other things that I have done for them, kind of without them knowing, they've just assumed that they've done it, that they've assumed that their magnificence has actually completed something. I'm like, no, there's a whole lot of things going on in between and behind the scenes that have been happening, that have been manipulated, I've been trying, and I put my foot down and said, look, that's enough. If this is going to happen, you're going to know about it, and because you've been ungrateful in these instances, I am going to let you know that this is what I've done for you, and I'm not going to hide it. So that's just one instance, and again, context, different situations, different people. But yeah, think about that. What's best for whom? What's best for me? My own ego controlling issues is to try and pursue my pet's treatment, but what's best for him, I guess, is for me not to. Okay, well, I'll just leave it there. Catch you guys later. I hope you guys are gonna have a really good Friday and weekend. See ya.